Hello YouTube friends, we're going to look in another suitcase, and this one, I remember buying this suitcase. I bought it for Martha, my daughter. So hello YouTube friends is just hello Norma, isn't it? That's what she thinks. I bought this for Martha in Amsterdam years ago, and I've got a picture of John carrying, because I was on holiday with him, carrying it empty from the shop. So I'm going to see if I can find it. It's way back in the mists of time, and that will tell me how old this suitcase is. And I bought it for Martha, and I know what's inside this one. I haven't looked in it ahead of time, but I do know what's in here. It's lots of fabrics that belong to Martha. Now I'm going to do it's going to be a double whammy this video, because we're going to have a look in the suitcase, but I'm also going to do a bit more sewing for baby. Do you remember that series, Sewing for Baby? Get down. I'll put a playlist up here. That's just as an aside, that now that the patron Quilt's off the board, I've just stuck that up there. I was working on that on Sunday. I'll put another icon to that one. Come on, get your tail out of the camera. And from a distance like that, you can see what it was I was trying to achieve, can't you? With all the yeah. Anyway, it's on the board now, and it'll be on the board until the next big thing comes along that displaces it. So we're going to look inside this suitcase, and Norma's probably going to go to sleep inside here, but I kind of have a suspicion what's in here. It's some fabrics that Martha collected, you know, growing up, and you know, as a young, an old teenager and a young adult. It's fabrics that she put together, and they're all in here. And I'm going to make some stuff for Agnes today. Some more sewing for baby. Not Norma. Norma doesn't need anything. Nothing except lots of love. Okay, if she lets me, I'll open this suitcase up then. Come on, get down. How are we going to do this so that you can see? I'll tip the camera right down. There we go. That should work, shouldn't it? Angle it around a bit. Okay, Norma, this is coming open now. Ah, what's in here? You're going to have to move so that people can see what's in here. So what's in here then are all fabrics that Martha collected, and some of them might now be suitable for making something for Agnes. No, absolutely not. Unacceptable behaviour. There we go. Just gently on the floor. So let's see what's in here. That one's quite a thin, lightweight thing. We'll put that on a separate pile. That's a tote bag of some sort, and then these are bits of clothing and stuff that maybe Martha was going to cut up and make into something. And then there's some of this stuff which I think is Cath Kidston. I've got a memory of that being Cath Kidston. It's nice flowery stuff. There's a bit more of it here. Whoops. So there's this stuff which I don't associate with Martha at all, but it's here in her suitcase. I think that's going to go in a separate bag, because that wouldn't do for Agnes. These, though, are nice. I like these. These are very lightweight. Yeah, we might be able to make a little summer top out of those for Agnes. I'll ask Martha first before I cut into her stuff. Don't worry. That's amazing sort of, that's quite heavyweight fabric. That would make great trousers. I might ask her about those. I'm going to ask her for permission to cut into all of these. That one, again, is upholstery weight fabric. Nice stripy cotton. In fact, I've hit the stripes here. These are all the stripes. Yeah, this is all the stripy section of the suitcase here. And this one is again a sort of canvas weight, which I don't know whether that's going to be any use for anything. And then this one again, this is lovely, but in its I don't know what you would call that. It's a cotton, but it's got a very good drape to it. So I'm going to put all the drapey things up this end here. Those two go together beautifully, don't they? But not for Agnes. I think for Agnes, I like that with the little sailboats on. Put that with the stripes. There's a stripe section here. And I guess what I'm liking then is not those. I'm liking the sailboats. Let's leave those out. And I'm liking these for little maybe dresses. And I absolutely adore that for a pair of trousers. Not so bothered about those, if Martha would like that. But the other thing that I've got that actually cheating was not... I'll leave those out because I want to ask her about those. And I'll put all the rest back in here. So that's what was in that suitcase, just like a little storage place for Martha's fabrics. I'll put that back. But what I want to think about doing now is making Agnes another pair of little trousers. She's crawling now and pulling herself up and sort of against things and standing. What is she, 8 months old now? There's no stopping that child. She's going to be off before we know it. But the little trousers that I made from this pattern, I'll leave a link to this in the description below. It wasn't a cheap pattern, but it's been very good. It's a really great pattern. And there are pattern pieces here, you know how you get the printed pattern pieces. But I never like cutting those out. So I tend to make patterns off them. And this one is the size that we need to make a little pair of the trousers that Agnes is really finding useful now that she's crawling. So I'm not going to use any of the suitcase fabric, even though I've taken it out and made a separate pile of it, because what I've got left, I wonder if you remember when I made those iCard trousers, they were in beautiful shades of this stuff that's called double gauze. And we bought, did we buy a metre? No, we bought half a metre. Oh, is that going to be enough? Oh yeah, perfect. We bought half a metre of 3 colours. There was a pinky one, no, 4 colours. A pinky one, a grey, a sort of lovely teal, and then this mustardy one, which is a colour that Martha and Adam really like. These trousers are lined, which is what makes them so great for crawling, because it's easy on her knees. And so I've just been through, I'll show you here. These bags and these piles here are all Martha's fabric that she dyed when she was pregnant, and she would come here and dye fabric to make into this beautiful crawling mat. I'll find a picture of it if I can, and it's the mat that they put down on the floor for Agnes to kick around on. I mean, she's not kicking around on it now, she's all over the place now, but the lining, and we need to line these, I think the lining is going to be best if I choose that. It's the nearest I can find, and I think there's enough of it. Yeah, there's more than enough of that to make the lining. So I'm going to, that was a very quick look inside a suitcase, but I'm going to make some more sewing for baby now that we know what she actually needs. Out of all this fabric that I've got here, I'm going to start with a pair of these trousers. Now I made them in the last time, and I showed you in detail how to make them and line them and so on. So I'm just going to get on and make those now, and then I tell you what I might do. I might photograph all this fabric and send Martha a text and ask her if she wants me to make anything at all out of these fabrics, and if she does, then we'll make them. So I'll be back here in a minute and I'll show you that, well, it'll take me more than a minute, but I'll be back here in a little while and I'll show you how we're going to finish those trousers off for Agnes. made another pair while I had the pattern out, and I used this pink fabric, but I didn't have anything pink to line it, so I've lined it with green. So she's all my colours there, and you know, she can wear them out in the garden. So there's the pair that I know Martha and Adam will like, and the pair that Grandma likes. We'll see how they go. I've left the elastic like that so that Martha's got sewing kit. She's more than capable of stitching that closed, because I'm going to, obviously I haven't seen Agnes, Martha and Adam for a long time, and so I'm going to send these to them through the post. So that's been sewing for baby, and that's been me and Norma. See you next time. I'm going to make some more headway on this. Very pleased with it, actually. Let's take us in a bit closer. Excuse me, sweetheart. Just before we go, we'll have a really good close look at that. Let's take it in. Can we take it in a bit closer? So this is, let's see what it is. I've got a tape measure around my neck. So that's 36 inches. And the bit that's coming here looks to be about another 10 inches. So 46 inches wide, which might be wide enough. And then it just depends on how far down we go, because I think I might just keep going and going and going and going. I'm really enjoying how it's all coming together in these kind of waves of colour. And that would be a good one to put into grayscale, which is a trick you can do when you're quilting, is put your layout, your trial layout into grayscale on your camera, just so that you can see that too many darks in one place, too many lights in another, and you can readjust them if you like. It's getting quite blue over here, isn't it? But the next bit of is coming on here, which is quite blue, so that might balance it out. I'm enjoying doing it. It's really straightforward to do, and it's a bit like someone said in the comments from the last video, it's a little bit like making a jigsaw without any picture to go on. It is like that. But it's the designing part that I really love with things like this. So you and I are going now. We'll see you next time. Take care, everybody.